absent, the star of the team and MVP of the Super Bowl, Jalen Hurts. This afternoon, Yamiche Alcindor previewed his snubbing. A White House official confirms to me that Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts will not be visiting the White House when the Super Bowl champions come later this afternoon. The White House says Hurts and other players who can attend had scheduling conflicts. The moment was also previewed by Jalen Hurts himself here.
Are you planning on visiting the White House next week? Thank you so much. Yeah.
And of course, when the moment did come for the Eagles to visit the White House, Hurts himself was nowhere to be seen. Which is not to say that the rest of the team snubbed Trump, because clearly they didn't, but it's still pretty conspicuous to have the Super Bowl MVP opt not to show up. And of course, he'll say scheduling conflicts, but I don't think it's lost on any of us what scheduling conflicts actually means. If you get invited somewhere by the President of the United States and you want to go, that usually takes priority. Granted, there was another player who's taken the opposite approach, Saquon Barkley, who, as a Giants fan, I have some complicated feelings about to begin with. But interestingly, a few years back, Barkley was outspoken in his approval of those fighting against the Trump administration, including folks like Colin Kaepernick.
Not a lot of people have seen him on a football field. What was that like, and did you talk to him at all?
Yeah, definitely. Well, Colin Kaepernick, I definitely went up and talked to him, make sure that, I came up to him, told him first and foremost that I don't mean to come off a fan, but I'm a big fan. I just respect everything that you did, and he gave me a lot of great advice off the field and on the field, and when you see a guy that he did at a high level, and the impact that he had on this America as a whole, we definitely listen, and I appreciate him for taking time and talking to him.
And yet now, this week, he was with Trump on Marine One and at the White House.
What a nice guy he is.
He also tweeted, "LOL, some people are really upset because I played golf and flew to the White House with the president. Maybe I just respect the office, not a hard concept to understand. Just golfed with Obama not too long ago and look forward to finishing my round with Trump. Now you get out of my mentions with all this politics and have an amazing day." I will say that he didn't play golf with the office of the president. He played golf with the president, and the president is Donald Trump. And that was a choice. And by the way, that's his prerogative, and he doesn't need to apologize for it if he doesn't want to, but let's also not pretend that he doesn't have agency here. But look, I will just say this. I understand the need to want to write Barkley off forever. Again, as a Giants fan, it hurts to not do that, but just remember that canceling someone makes it a hell of a lot less likely that we can then welcome them back into our coalition at some point in the future. Our job here in the work of persuasion is not to impose purity tests, it is to expand our tent. How we react to the Barkley news will inform whether or not we've learned that lesson. Just something to think about. The same thing goes for how Republicans will inevitably try and ostracize and cancel Jalen Hurts. They've already begun attacking him for his decision not to go to the White House. And look, I know that we can expect MAGA to absolutely melt down over this news and say that it's disrespectful for them to politicize this issue, but remember this?
I'm numb to this commentary, must they run their mouths like that? Unfortunately, a lot of kids and some adults take these ignorant comments seriously. Look, there might be a cautionary lesson in LeBron for kids. This is what happens when you attempt to leave high school a year early to join the NBA. And it's always unwise to seek political advice from someone who gets paid $100 million a year to bounce a ball. Oh, and LeBron and Kevin, you're great players, but no one voted for you. Millions elected Trump to be their coach. So keep the political commentary to yourself, or as someone once said, shut up and dribble.
Right, shut up and dribble. Unless, of course, you're a player like Harrison Butker, who spouts misogynistic talking points. Suddenly MAGA has zero issue with players weighing in on politics then.
For the ladies present today, congratulations on an amazing accomplishment. You should be proud of all that you have achieved to this point in your young lives. I want to speak directly to you briefly because I think it is you, the women, who have had the most diabolical lies told to you. How many of you are sitting here now, about to cross this stage, and are thinking about all the promotions and titles you are going to get in your career? Some of you may go on to lead successful careers in the world, but I would venture to guess that the majority of you are most excited about your marriage and the children you will bring into this world. I can tell you that my beautiful wife, Isabel, would be the first to say that her life truly started when she began living her vocation as a wife and as a mother. I'm on this stage today and able to be the man I am because I have a wife who leans into her vocation. I'm beyond blessed with the many talents God has given me, but it cannot be overstated that all of my success is made possible because a girl I met in band class back in middle school would convert to the faith, become my wife, and embrace one of the most important titles of all, homemaker.
And I also don't want to hear from MAGA about how this is some new terrible thing that's without precedent. In fact, many teams have not been fans of Donald Trump for quite a while now. After winning the 2017 NBA championship, the Warriors were invited to the White House. Several players, including Steph Curry, outright said they did not want to go because they disagreed with Trump's policies.
You talked before about the White House visit and how this whole thing's become pretty important to you. I know you said to Rachel before that you want it to be a statement, that you guys are making a statement by not going. That's kind of your opinion on it. What kind of statement do you want to make by doing that? And you're not exactly Draymond in terms of kind of taking forceful positions on things all the time. Why have you decided that this is something you really want to make a big statement about?
Because I don't think I don't want to go. That's really it. I mean, that's kind of that's the nucleus of my belief, and I think it is different. It's not just me going to the White House. If it was, this would be a pretty short conversation. But it's like I said, it's the organization, it's the team, and it's hard to say because I don't know exactly what we're gonna do in lieu of, or if we do go, if we don't go, or whatever. But my beliefs stay the same. So I have a better answer for that once I can kind of understand where the group is too.
What do you want that statement to be?
Like, oh, you mean if that were the case?
Yeah, like what like you said you want to make like that to be a statement, like, you know, you guys would make a statement by
that we don't stand for basically what our president has, the things that he said and the things that he hasn't said in the right times, that we won't stand for it. And by acting and not going, hopefully that will inspire some change when it comes to what we tolerate in this country and what is accepted and what we turn a blind eye to. I mean, it's not just the act of not going. There are things that you have to do on the back end to actually push that message into motion. You can talk about all the different personalities that have said things and done things, from Kaepernick to what happened to Martellus Bennett, to all sorts of examples of what has gone on in our country that we need to kind of change. And we all are trying to do what we can. We're using our platforms, using our opportunities to shed light on that. So that's kind of where I stand on it. But yeah, I don't think us not going to the White House is going to miraculously make everything better. But there are things that this is my opportunity to voice that.
In response, Trump, in his everlasting pettiness, actually proactively rescinded the invitation altogether, leading the team to forego the visit entirely. In 2017, the Patriots were invited to the White House, and Tom Brady skipped it, citing personal reasons, while several other players openly declined the invitations, citing objections to Trump policies. After winning the 2017 NCAA championship, the North Carolina Tar Heels declined an invitation to the White House, with head coach Roy Williams having previously said, quote, "You know, our president tweets out more bullshit than anyone I've ever seen." And of course, Trump infamously declined to invite every single WNBA champion to the White House during his first term, because, as he tells us so much when he's bashing trans people, he cares just that much about women's sports. Got it. In any case, good on Jalen Hurts for being willing to stand up to a bully, even knowing the right-wing outrage and even political retribution that it could unleash. In a world of law firms and universities and tech billionaires and media outlets capitulating to Trump, be a Jalen Hurts instead. Before you go, if you enjoyed this content and you want to see more and support independent media, please subscribe to this channel. The subscribe button will be right here on the screen. But second, the reality is that we are now in a political environment where this administration can lean on any of the social media platforms to suppress certain voices if they don't like critical coverage. That means my longevity here is in the hands of a few tech billionaires who are already making it clear that they are willing to cater to this administration. To that end, signing up for my newsletter is a way for me to reach you directly if that ever becomes necessary. I'll put the link right here on the screen as well, so please sign up. It's free, but there's also an option to do a paid subscription if you'd like to support me and my team. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching.